The Galactic Council's security checkpoint hummed with alien efficiency as thousands of species passed through the translucent scanning gates. Elsa Martinez stood in line, her worn duffel bag slung over one shoulder, watching the bizarre parade of extraterrestrial life forms shuffle forward. The year was 2247, and humanity had finally been invited to join the greater galactic community, though barely anyone seemed impressed by it. "Next," barked a crystalline Thexuri officer, its voice reverberating through multiple vocal chambers. Elsa stepped forward, placing her hand on the bioscanner. The device flashed blue, then yellow, then an alarming crimson red. Suddenly, every alarm in the sector began wailing. Security personnel from a dozen different species converged on her position, weapons drawn. "What the? I didn't do anything." Elsa raised her hands, her heart hammering. A towering Krathnal security chief approached, its four eyes narrowing suspiciously. Behind it, three Vrexian cubs, barely shoulder height but covered in iridescent scales and razor-sharp quills, began making a low, guttural sound. It took Elsa a moment to realize they were growling, their bodies instinctively lowering into defensive postures. "The scanner has malfunctioned," the Krathnal chief announced, tapping at a holographic display. "It labels this human as Alpha Species Apex classification. Impossible." "Run it again," suggested a slender Chithar diplomat, its wings fluttering nervously. "Humans are Category 7 newcomers, harmless, mostly primitive." The chief ran the scan 3 more times. Each time, the result was identical. "Alpha species, caution advised." Apex predator classification. Leo Reeves, Elsa's research partner, pushed through the crowd. "What's going on?" "Elsa, you okay?" "They think I'm dangerous," she said, laughing nervously. "The machine's broken." But Leo noticed something the others hadn't. The Vrexian cubs were now pressed against the far wall, their growls intensifying. An adult Vrexian, one of the galaxy's most feared predatory species, had moved protectively in front of its young, eyes locked on Elsa. "Wait," Leo said, pulling out his personal datapad. "Let me check something." His fingers flew across the screen. "Elsa, what did you eat this morning?" "What? Why does that matter?" "Just answer." Coffee. 3 cups. Some scrambled eggs, bacon, why?" Leo's eyes widened. "And yesterday?" "Steak, medium rare." "Leo, what?" "By the void," whispered a nearby Zenthari observer, its translator crackling. "She consumes flesh willingly?" The crowd rippled with unease. Leo continued reading from his datapad, his voice growing more amazed. "Guys, I've been studying the galactic database. Do you know what the common trait is among alpha species classifications? They're all obligate carnivores or apex predators from death worlds, planets with hostile environments, aggressive megafauna, extreme weather. Humans aren't from a death world, the Krathnal chief protested, aren't we? Leo countered. Earth has hurricanes that can level cities, earthquakes that crack continents open, temperatures that range from -40 to over 50 Celsius. We have creatures that can kill us with a single bite, snakes, spiders, jellyfish. We evolved alongside saber-toothed cats and cave bears. We survived ice ages and supervolcano eruptions. Elsa suddenly understood. And we're persistency hunters, she added quietly. Before we had weapons, we'd chase prey until it literally died of exhaustion. We'd track animals for days, weeks even, across impossible terrain. We never stopped. We never gave up. The Chithar diplomat's wings had stopped fluttering entirely. That's horrifying. There's more, Leo said, warming to his subject. Humans are one of the only species that can consume alcohol, literal poison, for recreation. We eat capsaicin, a chemical designed by plants to repel mammals because we enjoy the pain. We're persistence predators with forward-facing eyes. We show our teeth when we're happy, and we're one of the few species that can throw objects with lethal accuracy and force. An elderly Praxil scholar shuffled forward, its tentacles trembling. I have studied Earth's history files. These humans, they domesticated wolves, apex predators. They took the galaxy's most efficient pack hunters and made them into companions. What kind of species does that? The kind that saw a rival predator and thought friend, Elsa said softly. The Vrexian cubs had stopped growling, but they hadn't moved from their defensive positions. Their parent spoke for the first time, its voice a deep rumble. We Vrexians are born knowing the scent of danger. Our young react instinctively to apex predators. They have never reacted to a human before, but now knowing what she is, the instinct recognizes the truth. The Krathnal chief deactivated its weapon. The machine did not malfunction. It simply saw what we refused to see. It turned to Elsa with something that might have been respect. Human Elsa Martinez, you and your companion are cleared for entry, but I recommend you register for the Apex Species protocols. There are accommodations that must be made. As the crowd dispersed and the alarms finally silenced, Elsa and Leo walked toward the main concourse of the galactic station. Around them, aliens gave them slightly wider berth than before. Think this is going to be a problem? Elsa asked. Leo grinned. Are you kidding? We've just been upgraded. Besides, maybe it's time the galaxy learned what HFY really means. What's that? Humanity, yeah. Behind them, one of the Vrexian cubs chirped a question to its parent in their native tongue. The adult's response was simple and pragmatic. Because sometimes, the scariest monsters are the ones who smile. Elsa heard the translation through her neural implant and couldn't help but smile wider. She supposed they had a point. Humanity had spent millennia clawing its way to the top of Earth's food chain. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity didn't stay on top by being harmless. They'd done it by being absolutely, terrifyingly, relentlessly human.